The stage lights were blinding, casting a harsh glare over the sea of faces. Eager, expectant, hungry for drama. My wife Laura sat beside me on the plush red couch, her smile perfectly polished, a mask that barely concealed the venom in her words. "Tell everyone why you're a loser, David," she sneered, her voice dripping with cruel mockery. The audience erupted in laughter, feeding off her cruelty like vultures circling prey. I clenched my fist beneath the armrest, forcing my face into a calm, neutral expression. I had expected this. Laura had always thrived in the spotlight, loved the attention, the crowd, the power. The host, a slick man with a grin as sharp as his expensive suit, leaned forward. "Laura tells us you lost your job, that you're struggling. How does that feel?" More laughter. Even the cameraman smirked, amused by my supposed downfall. I exhaled slowly, my pulse steady. They thought I was cornered, weak, ready to crumble. I reached into my pocket and pulled out my phone, its screen lighting up like a beacon. "Actually," I said, my voice calm, deliberate, "let me show you all something." The laughter died instantly. Laura's expression flickered for just a moment. Fear, maybe regret. But then I tapped the screen. I loved Laura once, with everything I had. We met 10 years ago. Me, a rising tech entrepreneur full of dreams. Her, a stunning, ambitious PR executive whose charm was effortless, magnetic. But behind the perfect smiles and applause, cracks had begun to form. Subtle at first, almost invisible. She didn't like it when I disagreed with her. She hated when I succeeded without her. When my company soared, she started belittling my work. When I stumbled, she withdrew, icy and distant. And when I lost everything, after a devastating corporate betrayal, she didn't offer support. She saw it as her moment to strike. One night, I overheard her on the phone with her lover. "He's pathetic now," she said, her voice cold and cruel. "A joke. But don't worry. I have a plan. When I'm done, everyone will see him for what he really is." That was the moment I stopped loving her. But I didn't react. No, that would have been too easy. I smiled and played the broken husband, the defeated man drowning in failure. Laura believed I was weak, incapable of fighting back. She didn't know I was watching. She didn't know I had every message, every email, every call recorded. She didn't know I had uncovered the money she siphoned from my accounts, or the lies she fed the media to twist my downfall into public humiliation. And she certainly didn't know I had spent the last 6 months preparing for this exact moment. When she suggested going on a live talk show to tell our story, I agreed without hesitation. She thought I'd crumble, that I'd break down while she basked in the spotlight. But I had a different plan. As the silence stretched, I pressed play. The screen behind us flickered to life. Laura's voice filled the room, dripping with contempt. Asterisk God, he's so pathetic. But hey, at least his misery is making me famous. Asterisk, gasps rippled through the crowd. The host's smile vanished. Laura's face went pale. No, this is fake," she stammered, but the video kept playing. Her voice, her lover's voice. The truth laid bare, undeniable. Asterisk, once the money transfers are done, I'll file for divorce. He won't see a penny. Asterisk, the audience shifted uneasily. This wasn't entertainment anymore. Then came the final recording. Asterisk, I just need to humiliate him publicly one last time. Make sure everyone knows he's worthless. Asterisk, the room fell into heavy silence. Laura turned to me, desperation flashing in her eyes. "Turn it off," she shrieked. The host looked shell-shocked. "Is this real?" I met Laura's gaze, my voice steady and cold. "You tell me." She lunged for my phone, but I was faster. I stood, towering over her, unwavering. "I trusted you," I said, voice icy. "I loved you, and you tried to destroy me." Her breath hitched. She glanced wildly, searching for support from the crowd. But they weren't laughing anymore. Security moved toward the stage, but I wasn't finished. "You stole from me," I declared, turning to the host. "Nearly $500,000 siphoned from my accounts. Would you like to see the bank statements?" I pulled up another file. The numbers didn't lie. The host's expression darkened. Behind the cameras, network executives murmured. Laura's breath came in sharp gasps. "David, please." "You wanted a show," I said, stepping back. "Enjoy the spotlight." Security escorted Laura off the stage. The audience sat stunned, silent. I exhaled, feeling the crushing weight lift from my shoulders. The host cleared his throat, trying to salvage the moment. "Well, I think we just witnessed something historic." For the first time in months, I smiled, genuine, unburdened. Justice. Minutes later, the show cut to an emergency commercial break, and social media exploded. #hashtag Laura Exposed was trending worldwide. By the time I walked out of the studio, Laura's sponsors had dropped her. Her career was in ruins. And me? I stepped into the night, free, not broken, not defeated, victorious. Some people crave the spotlight, but when truth shines through, there's nowhere left to hide.